This video is brought to you by Miniature Market. Thousands of board games, discounted prices, miniaturemarket.com.
Hello my friends, it's the Game Boy Geek here. Today, it's all about flowers and vases and pottery and trying to get your little flower shop to look as cute as possible to score points. You're gonna be figuring out which flower should go in which vase and then trying to figure out when is the right time to sell them for the points. Today we're taking a look at the Little Flower Shop. This is from Dr. Finn's Games. It's for 1 to 4 players, takes about 20 minutes to play, it's pretty quick. Let me show you how it's played. I'll see you on the other side. Each player in the Little Flower Shop gets their own board with a specific color, and they get the matching 3 vases for their starter cards. These are vases that you'll be able to put flowers in your shop as the game goes on. The game is played over 3 rounds. Each round you'll be drafting. Each player starts with 7 cards at the beginning of a round. They will secretly look at these, they'll select one of them, and then they'll put the leftover ones in a specific spot. Here in rounds 1 and 3 and here in rounds 2. This just shows you the direction that you'll be passing all the cards that you did not select. Once everyone's selected a card, you flip it over and you can do a couple of different things with it, and then you will pass the cards to your left. So you'll be getting cards, less and less cards each time you take cards from the draft. Now certain vases require certain flowers. For example, this one here requires exactly the flowers that you see there, and each vase can only hold 1 set of flowers there. The ones that are black and white are essentially wild, but they can hold any type of flower. So this one needs any 2 flowers, so these ones could have gone here, and this one needs any 1 flower, and this one could go something like that. But you're only drafting 1 card at a time, but those are certain things that you can do once you have some empty vases. You'll also be able to add vases because these are some of the cards that you'll be drafting. Now if you do finish these at the end of the game, they're going to be worth amount of flower points or flower power points as petals. So this one is worth 4 because there's 4 petals. This one's only worth 1 because it's pretty easy to do. So here we have one like that, and you have to, again, if you want to fill this vase up, you need to find the flowers that match that vase, like this one. Your shop actually can hold up to 8 vases, 6 are on the bottom and 2 on the shelves. Some cards that you draft, you'll put in your storage area on the left. You can hold up to 4 of these. Now here is an order. So you could sell a single flower for $3, a double flower for 4, a triple flower for 5, or you could sell a vase for 2. You can only sell one of these things. However, if you do a vase and a flower together, you can actually sell them together as one. You can even put flowers, if you'd like, or vases into this storage area as you're drafting. Remember, max of 4. So I could sell this 3 flowers for 5, or I could sell one of the ones here with the vase for even more. Once that's done, this card gets discarded and you'll get money from the bank for a specific amount that you sell. So for example, if I sold something worth $3, I get $3 and it would go into my register. Sometimes when you draft cards, you'll actually be selecting cards that do have money, and you can add them to your register as well. Now sometimes you might draft some different baskets like this, and they can go into your storage and wait, assuming you're not over your max. And at any time you can spend this money that you have to then put this in your flower shop. So I could spend the $5, I've got 6, I'd get 1 left over, and this is going to be worth 4 points at the end of the game. And you can have up to 3 of those baskets, so you could have up to 8 vases and 3 baskets in a full shop. So you'll be drafting these cards at the end of the first round, then you'll be doing, again, starting with 7 cards and drafting, and you'll be passing to the right, and then after during the third round, you'll be passing to the left. So it's 3 full rounds of drafting 7 cards each round. Now on the last card that you draft, you can either decide to keep it, or you could spend $2 from your register if you have it to get the top card off the draw deck. That kind of minimizes the last card there, and that's pretty much how you play the game. Now at the end of the game, any vases that were not full get moved to the trash. That's going to be worth negative points, and you're going to count up all the flower power points, the petals on all the vases you finished, count the points on your baskets. You'll get 1 point for every $5 in your register, and you'll deduct 1 point for every 2 cards in your trash. Whoever has the most points is the winner. There's also a filler variant where you look at the type of filler that comes with your flowers, and whichever one you have the most of, you get 1 point per. This is baby's breath, and this is a different one, and then this is a different one as well. And these 2 are the same. Now I have the most of those, so I'd get 2 points because I have 2 of them. In the 2-player variant, you have 7 cards to draft at the beginning of each round like normal. You'll select a card. You'll then take a card from the draw pile and add it to that hand. You'll then take any one of these cards and discard it out of the game and then pass it, so it keeps things tight with 2 players. In the solo game, you'll deal yourself 7 different piles of cards. First pile will have 7 cards, then 6, then 5, then 4, then 3, then 2, and then 2. You'll pick up 1 card at a time, and you'll decide, do I want this or not? If I don't, I discard it. Do I want this one? No, I discard it. I want this one. Yeah, I'll keep it. When I keep it, I discard the rest of the pile, and then I put it in my flower shop or in the storage as normal, and then I go to the next pile. I continue this through till the end of the game. Then I count points like normal, and I get a specific score and a rating. All right, well, there's the little flower shop from Dr. Finn's Games. Let me first talk about the things that I liked about the game. It has a very cute theme. I mean, so often these days we see the same old thing regurgitated: space themes, zombie themes, fantasy themes, things like that. To have the little flower shop is just, I like unique themes like this, so it was a positive for me. The game looks beautiful on the table. Everybody has their own board. You get the vases out on people's boards. You've got people filling that with flowers, and it just looks nice. I like the art style in here. It just has a sort of a table presence where, you know, someone walks by and you're like, what are you playing? You're making flowers? You know, it's just different and it looks nice. The game is super easy to teach. It's a pretty light game. So, I mean, literally you're just drafting cards and trying to build the best flowers you can to score those points and to sell them off for money. That'll then allow you to, you know, get more points. So it's very easy to teach. I like the aspect that you're managing both points and money. So, you know, you start to get money, but money doesn't really do you a whole lot at the end. So, you know, your points, those flower power points is really the name of the game, but it's also trying to figure out, well, you know what, I got, you know, you're trying to figure out when to sell things. So I've got these empty vases and it's getting, you know, towards the end of the game, and it's like, well, I could sell this vase for $2 and just make some money, which will allow me to maybe buy a nice little pot to hang from the ceiling to get me some points. And this empty vase is going to be worth negative points, or go towards some negative points possibly at the end of the game. So, you know, you've got that balance there of like when to spend the money, when to upgrade to those different flower pots. So the ones that hang. And so there is some interesting things there between money and points, because you're using money to effectively get your points by hanging those baskets, but you also don't want to have any negative points at the end. So there's some interesting things to think about there. The solo version, it's 1 to 4 player. It works well. It's the way it does the drafting and such, where you know, at the beginning you're looking at 7 cards one at a time, and then 6 cards one at a time, things like that. It kind of feels like, hey, I'm getting less cards, and do I want this? Ooh, this looks good, but is there something better? It kind of has sort of a pressure luck element built into that. And it works well. The 2-player works well too, where, you know, most drafting games don't tend to work really well with 2, but this one has a variant that I've seen in other drafting style games, where you essentially get a card, you get to add a card from a deck to your hand, and then you get to discard one that you don't want the other player to have. That always works well with 2 players, and it does here as well. I also like the filler variant. That's the variant where, you know, you're trying to get the same type of baby's breath or whatever to kind of get 1 point for the one you have the most of. It definitely adds a little bit more thought to the game. Now the game itself is very light. I am saying it's probably Sushi Go light, about that. Maybe a tad lighter, but it's about the same. So this game might be too light for some people, so just going into it, just realize that this is a very light game. There's still some interesting things to think about, but it's like, you know, this is in that sort of Sushi Go aspect where light drafting game plays 1 to 4. But if the theme speaks to you and you're looking for that entry level, sort of family level drafting game, then the Little Flower Shop might be one that you want to check out.
This video was sponsored by Miniature Market's Review Corner. The Review Corner features podcasts, video, and written game reviews by gamers for gamers. Miniature Market, the online gaming superstore. Thousands of board games, discounted prices. Check them out at miniaturemarket.com.